I'll open it up just right now with the roster stuff. We're not ruling anybody out right now. So with that, I'll open up with questions.
What do you ever get a pulse for your team, or can you get a pulse for your team, like particularly on a Friday? You know, as you get closer to the game, what are you looking for in terms of like knowing they're ready? You know?
I think execution. I think that starts in the meetings on Wednesday. We got to execute at a high level Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You know what I mean? Friday's a red zone day for us, which I'm sure it is around the league for most teams. Is we got to be on it. We got to score points in the red zone, and obviously we got to stop them from scoring points. But it's just the execution and just the energy that we bring, and just seeing the guys focus. That's what I look for.
You guys aren't ruling out Zach. Obviously, feel like he had a good week.
Yeah, we'll see. We're still working through it. Yeah.
Was he full today? Can you say?
No. Yeah.
So is Shaq full go now?
Yeah.
He's cleared.
Yeah, he's cleared.
The determining factor on Zach.
I don't know. We're just going to look through it, go look at the practice tape, talk to him, and then we'll go from there. Yeah.
We see Jelani. Is Jelani? I know he's on IR, but is he still attending meetings and all that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Jonathan attending meetings?
Yeah, he's in the building, and when he's in here, he's rehabbing too. Yeah.
What kind of spirit does Shaq bring? You know, he wants to get back to being himself, and he said that's still to come. But just his presence, what does it bring?
I mean, just a guy that's been in this league for a while. Just his leadership, the intensity he brings. I mean, you can feel him out there. You know, as a coach, seeing him on that defensive side of the ball, calling out plays, calling out formations, just the accountability, the energy every single day. I mean, it's impressive to see a guy like that and what he's been through, like we talked about before, to get back to where he's at right now. It's pretty impressive.
How did you see Pittman sort of take over the receiver room and sort of be the guy that needs to help the quarterback maybe as much as he can?
Yeah, no, it's big. Obviously, he's the leader in that room. He's a physical player. He can run the whole route tree. Excited where he's at, but just from a leadership standpoint, being with AR, talking through different things with him, making sure they're on the same page, it's been really good to see.
4 wideouts in the 53, depending what you do practice squad-wise. Is it hard to even involve like a 5th wideout in an offensive game plan? Like, is too much made about like?
Yeah, it just depends. You know what I mean? You look at the games, it just depends on the body types that you have and how you manage it. You know what I'm saying? Because if someone goes down, even if you have 5 and you got your top 3 guys, if someone gets dinged up or needs a breather, like someone's got to go in and be ready to go.
He was saying like he wants to be the guy that Anthony trusts, like can just trust in any situation. How important is it for a quarterback to have that in his receivers?
Oh, I think it's everything. I mean, the trust factor with the quarterback, receivers, and tight ends and running backs in the pass game is huge. Just making sure you're on the same page because all guys run routes just a little bit different. So depths might be a little different on certain things versus certain defenders, you know what I mean? So they just all got to be on the same thing, and body language is a big deal, when you're throwing to those guys. So just working through those things in practice and making sure we're on the same page.
And he was saying it's even bigger for a young quarterback because he just wants to take out, like he's got so much going on already. He wants to take stuff away, take stuff out that he has to think about.
Yeah, I think with anything, you got a leader like that wants to help them any way he can. I think it's big.
Going back to the 4 receivers, I guess you could kind of argue like you have Pittman and Pierce, and then you have 2 guys who are smaller guys who kind of sort of in that slot.
Yeah, that slot role.
Put in that box. Is that makeup ideal, or I don't know?
It just depends on how you look at it. You know what I mean? I look at it like we can kind of rotate guys, even though they're the slot receivers. It doesn't mean that they can't play on the outside. You know what I mean? So that's why we work through it all week when we do the game plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch last night as a fan at all?
I did.
Take in Thursday night like that?
I try to, yeah. I try to watch the Thursday night game. Do I watch the whole thing? No, because on the East Coast it gets late. But I did watch a good chunk of it last night.
Shane, I don't know if I missed. Did Juju Brent's practice today?
No, he did not. He was gone for a personal reason, but he'll be back. Yeah.
Shane, any emotions that you think you'll have tomorrow night thinking about your first game?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it a lot. My first talk to the team before the game. I'm excited about it. I really am. To go out there with these group of guys, week 1, opportunity to be in the National Football League, like I talked about last week, it's an honor. So just super excited and fired up, ready to go.
Obviously, haven't seen it yet, but what do you think of Calvin really adds to Jacksonville?
He's an electric route runner. I mean, for me personally, I think he's one of the best in the league as a route runner. He's explosive. He's got great hands, and he can set up defenders. The way he runs his route, he's kind of like a basketball player, just like in and out of breaks with his feet. So we got to be on it with him.
Secondary is so young. Has anybody kind of separated himself as a leader of that group?
The young guys, or in general? Oh, yeah, Kenny Moore, to me, is the leader of that group. You know what I mean? Kenny Moore is the leader of that group. And then all those guys, you know, they're battling, and obviously everyone's lifting each other up, but really like where that group's at.
When you're dealing with an offense like the Jaguars that can get the ball out so quickly, and sacks may not be able, you know, you can't really rack those up. How do you disrupt that when the balls get out so quick?
Well, I think, you know, from a defensive line point, if they are getting the ball out quick, we got to be able to get our hands up if we can, and then obviously we got to be sticky in coverage, you know, and we just can't let them have the explosive plays when they throw something quick. You know what I mean? We got to tackle and wrap up.